It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from MonteCassino, an Italian brewery. They've sent me some lovely literature with these beers and a t-shirt. Isn't that rather nice of them to do that? Also got their glass. And I think it's a really good thing to... breweries do reach out to me. They do. It's always nice to pour a beer into a brewery's glass, because they've designed that glass. They purposely kind of had their label printed on the glassware for this specific type of beer. So it's always nice to use their glass. So today's beer is a wheat beer. Here's the bottle cap. Nice netting on the bottle. And the beer is called Aurea, 4.8% ABV in a Belgian Trappist, Belgian style bottle beer, a small dumpy bottle in a 330 milliliter. The lovely bottle cap, dark brown bottle. The reason why it's in this rather nice Belgian style bottle, being Italian, is that this monastery, this kind of brewing monastery, if you like, claims to be one of the first Trappist breweries in the world 2,500 years ago. 2,500 years. That's like, I can't even comprehend that kind of time scale. But I was in Italy February of this year. I went to Naples. I went to Pompeii. And you could see all of the wonderful mosaics in Pompeii that have lasted like thousands of years. I always struggle in my mind to kind of cope with, or not just cope, that's not the right word, but kind of understand buildings and stuff that human beings have made with their hands to have still been around like thousands of years later. I very much doubt that these recipes are based on beers from 2,500 years ago. I imagine beer was very, very different 2,500 years ago. But just to be able to put your finger on that and say, hey, look at this, it's a great thing. Good levels of carbonation. It's hazy. It's between amber and straw coloured. It's got a very small one finger white head. Let's get the aroma. I'm going to say it's a Belgian style wit. Wheat, wit, white beer, all comes from the same family of beers. Yeah, this has a slight sweetness to it. It's peppery, it's spicy. It's a little bit kind of herbal. It smells fantastic, absolutely wonderful. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. I love this style of beer. I'm a big fan of German Weiss beer. But because this is from the same family of beers, Weiss beer, white beer, wheat beer, this being from Belgium, or a Belgian style of wheat beer, it's getting confusing now, isn't it? The beer's brewed in Italy, it's Belgian style, but it comes from the same sort of kind of family as German Weiss beer and Belgian wheat beer. So try not to be too confused at this point. But I've been in situations where I've found myself on the side of a road on a hot summer's day drinking a wit beer. In fact, in my hometown of Barry. So let's add another country to that. Let's add Wales to that. And me and a wife went down to this bar called Docktown Bar it was, and we had this wit beer, and we were drinking it on the street, and it was just absolutely fantastic, really refreshing, really crisp, really lovely. But this beer here, it's funny how beers can jog your memory. I never really think about that moment. I never really think about drinking that wit beer on the side of the road there in Barry. But I do when I'm drinking a beer from a similar style, because it jogs your memory. Somehow it kind of, I suppose it does it with imperial styles. In fact, put a comment in the comments box if this sort of things happen to you, where you don't really kind of think about the memory a lot, but beers that jog your memory. Comment in the comments box. Whether it be imperial stout or a New England IPA or a wit beer that this has happened to me here. Beers that jog your blooming memory. This is fantastic. Let's get into the flavours. It's really refreshing. It's a little tutti fruity, kind of wonderful in the way that they've added the hops to the beer. It's herbal and spicy and peppery. It's sweet from that kind of little bit of wheat that's in there and the malt that they've used in the beer. The carbonation pushes the beer around the inside and releases more of the flavour. It's definitely leaning towards being more sweet than bitter on the beer. So the balance of this beer is probably like this, a little bit more sweet than bitter. So if you're a tightrope walker, you'd be going across like this. Or if you were a hand glider, you'd be going around in circles. Yeah, just fabulous. Let me roll the beer around in the glass. Have a look at the quality of that beer. Look at that. You can see that carbonation there chasing the head of the glass. So I want to touch on the history. It's fabulous beer. Right. Was it 2.5? I'm out by 1,000 years. 1,500 years ago. Not 2,500 years ago. I was talking 2005 and I was thinking, yeah, that's 500 years before the Roman Empire. Yeah, 1,500 years ago. MonteCassino is the world's oldest brewing abbey and was renowned for its heavenly craft throughout Europe. Situated at the top of a small mountain overlooking the town of Cassino below, the abbey stood proud until the devastating World War II Battle of MonteCassino in 1944, which halted production and left the abbey in ruin. It's terrible, isn't it? The monastery and abbey was beautifully restored in 1964. However, the brewery was left irretrievable, but the story didn't end there. Almost 80 years after the battle, the resurrection of Birra MonteCassino began. Through refining techniques and centuries-old brewing traditions, and yeah, they've started the brewery again. Which is great. A 1,500-year-old brewery that was damaged during the war. So I'm ready to rate this. It looks good. It smells good. It tastes fantastic. I like this beer enough to give it a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. A really good kind of Belgian style wit beer. Thanks for watching. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.